Hi, I'm Paul, a Dutch voice actor who's been talking into a microphone since he was 17, and now I'm in Vermont. Isn't it lovely? And I can't stop talking about why I'm going to stop talking, about why I am leaving the voiceover industry after 40 years. One of my reasons I'm quitting voiceovers, I'm breaking up with you guys, is that some in my community cannot seem to cope with criticism. They label people like me, of which there are very few by the way, as being negative and discouraging or unsupportive. You know, in my book, having a critical, inquisitive mind has nothing to do with being negative. Ultimately, we need cheerleaders and we need people who point out shortcomings. Nothing and no one is perfect, including me. There's always room to make things better. Perhaps it's because I've been a journalist for so many years that I question authority and challenge the powers that be. It's in my Dutch DNA, my Dutch national attitude. But in the voiceover community, I see a lot of people kiss the feet of the movers and the shakers. Oh, ooh, you're so good. Can you give me some work now? They kiss the feet of the movers and shakers. People are so afraid to bite the hands that may one day feed them. I've been friends with an influencer, a well-known person in voiceovers for many years. He's a guy who can make things happen, if you know what I mean. One day he told me why he so much appreciated our friendship. He said, "Paul, you are one of the very few people that does not want anything from me." I've always been outspoken, regardless of the consequences. I may have lost a few opportunities because of this attitude, but I'd rather be disliked for who I am than admired for who I am not. When I stopped blogging last year and removed myself from practically every voiceover group on the internet, something quite unexpected happened. Nothing happened. Truth be told, I had to get used to not writing new content every week, but I didn't miss the predictable discourse and banter in voiceover groups. And I think they didn't miss me either. Am I wrong? Out of sight, out of mind. That's how it works in social media. I'm okay with that. Not having to keep up with whatever's going on was liberating. I'm not going to lie. I like being out of the bubble. It also freed up valuable time to explore things outside of voiceovers. Time I used to reflect on what I had accomplished as someone who was seen by some as a thought leader, an instigator, or an influencer. I'll tell you what, publishing a blog for 20-some years that was widely read and talked about was great for my SEO, search engine optimization. It put this unknown, silly Dutch guy with a strange European accent on the map and helped him make many meaningful connections. And yes, I like alliterations. The popularity of my website helped me attract clients, so I didn't have to chase them as much. I attracted them instead of chasing them. This brought in lots of work, sometimes more than I could handle. I've been so lucky. In that respect, I have to give my critics credit. The more they talked about me, the more they complained about me, the more people came to visit my website and read my blog. Controversy leads to clicks. It was a boon to my business, so thank you, people. But believe me when I tell you that I never wrote for the clicks. These clicks were just a welcome byproduct. I started writing because I had something to say. I wanted to share what I had learned just as others had helped me by sharing their experience free of charge. I spent many hours a week on my blog because in some way I wanted to move the needle in my community. After all, informed people tend to make better decisions. But looking back, I wonder what on earth I have accomplished after all these years. I fought so hard for fair and reasonable rates, yet the Fiverrization of the industry continues. I asked my colleagues to get a spine, yet so many have sold out. In blog post after blog post, I tried to teach them about their worth and about what it means to be a professional, and yet it seems that the hacks have taken over. The people who don't know what they don't know and act as if they do. At this end of the video, I want you to look up two words. Dunning-Kruger. Dunning-Kruger. I've tried to change some minds, but you can't lead a horse through the water if it doesn't realize it needs to drink. Those who want to believe all the BS from the folks that are trying to sell them something, don't like it if someone is dashing their dreams. Don't be so negative, Paul. Don't be such a drag. Why don't you go back to where you came from? Yes, that's what people told me. Go back to where I came from. Well, I'm going. Well, I'm staying here, actually, but I'm going. I'm leaving voiceovers with my head held up high. I've had enough. I am done. But I hope you'll stick around for part 15, which is coming shortly, because I have a few more things to say. I'm going to answer the question, what would you do in 2024 if you'd be interested in pursuing a voiceover career? Would you do it? Would you do it all over again? I'm going to say my final goodbye, so I hope you stick around for that. Take care.